The Infinity Overdrive is the fastest and spinniest bat from the Infinity line, but just how well does it compare with the custom equipment we are used to? In this review, I test the bat in all areas and share which players it is best suited for and who should avoid it. We also have one unique thing to share at the end, so stick around.
Hi, I'm Alex, a writer with pingpongruler.com. We put together in-depth reviews to help you get great equipment so that you can become a better table tennis player. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the JOOLA Infinity Overdrive bat. Megaspin.net was kind enough to send us over this bat to review, and they sell all kinds of table tennis equipment, and they've got a best price guarantee, so we highly recommend you check them out. In this video, we're going to be unboxing and giving our honest thoughts on the Infinity Overdrive, while talking about its aggressive nature, and then also comparing it to other offensive bats. We're also going to answer the question of whether it's only for advanced players, or whether intermediate players should consider it too. Watch along or read our full review at pingpongruler.com, link in description below. Okay then, it's time to open up the Infinity Overdrive. So we've got a cardboard box with a plastic cellophane cover. Right. Okay, we'll take it out there. And then we've got a plastic covering across the entire bat. Again, to stop dust getting in there, scratch, that sort of thing. Yeah, let's take this plastic cover off. When rubbers are sent to you, you often get some extra layers of protection just to keep dust out. So there's the one side and the other side. Lovely. Okay, so immediate impressions. I really like the look of the handle. Yeah, I like the fact that they've gone with sort of streaks on one side and not the other side, because that probably make it a bit too active, too much going on there. So I really like the way it looks. Again, like I say, you can get the red version, so you'd still get the same sort of grey handle, just these yellow strips here would be red. Might go better with the red JOOLA logo there at the bottom. Obviously, it's just personal preference at the end of the day. The rubbers feel pretty grippy, and the bat is a little top heavy, but nothing crazy. We've got some edge tape protecting the blade here. It's thin edge tape, so it doesn't cover the sponge as well. Obviously it's JOOLA, as the whole bat is JOOLA, it would only make sense to have JOOLA edge tape. And then we've got sponge exposed, the nice orange sponge exposed there. The rubbers are JOOLA Micron. I don't believe you can purchase these individually. I think they're only part of the pre-assembled JOOLA bat line. And they are ITCF approved, so that's good if you want to compete in events. The version they've sent me is two black top sheets, but you can get one black, one red. So keep that in mind. If you want to compete, get black and red. Yeah, there's not much else to say. This blade does have carbon Kevlar in it, so I'm expecting it to be quite fast. But yeah, we won't know until I actually get to test it. So that's coming right up.
Before trying out the Infinity Overdrive, I decided to weigh the bat. It weighs 190 grams, which is fairly average. To begin with the testing, I started out with some forehand counter drives. They felt pretty pacey. I was able to generate good speed with little effort, and it was easy to keep the ball on the table, not too many unforced errors. But don't be deceived, the Overdrive may look easy to control here, but it's for skilled players. It's mainly when the speed opens up when it's challenging to keep consistent. This is most evident when looping, and I have to say, I had a blast testing it here. The carbon layers in the blade eject the ball very fast if you use strong strokes, so with good technique, you should be able to hit a lot of winners with the Infinity Overdrive. My loops also had a good amount of spin on them, but to me, the biggest distinction I noticed when looping between this bat and the higher end custom bats is that my spin was a lot lower than normal. My speed, on the other hand, wasn't too far off what I'm used to. Therefore, you should expect to win more points from the speed of your loops rather than from high spin, which your opponent can't tame. If you're liking the video so far, please click the like button to support the channel and help us keep making in-depth reviews. Next up, I moved on to blocking. The paddle performed more or less just as I expected. Due to its speed, I didn't have to put much of my own pace on blocks at all. I mostly relied on my opponent's pace. This meant I could focus more on just getting my bat behind the ball, which if you played with a fast bat before, you'll be familiar with. I also feel that I wasn't particularly susceptible to spin when blocking. My opponent wasn't exactly loading his loops with heavy topspin, Nonetheless, I feel the Overdrive provides a little more safety in returning high spin shots. Of course, the trade-off here is you can't produce as much of your own spin, a problem I addressed in the looping section. Now, when switching to serving with third ball attack, I was surprised to discover that I was producing a lot more spin than I had previously anticipated. It seems brushing the ball with lighter contact really opens up how much spin the Infinity Overdrive can impart. Much of it was lost in the looping section because I was striking the ball much harder. As you can see, I was generating good spin for my serves and loop openers, which was giving my opponent trouble. Now, I didn't win as many of these points as I should have, but the spin was there. I also didn't have much difficulty when pushing. The bat performs pretty normally here. The only points worth noting is that my pushes came with my bat a little higher than expected, which meant I had to adjust my bat angle to aim lower, and that my pushes had a little less spin than I usually get as well. However, when flicking my wrist to produce more backspin, I was able to get a level I was happy with, certainly enough to give most loopers trouble. Before we cover our final point, if you're liking the video, please click the like button to help us get more products to review, and stick around to the end for something you won't want to miss. And finally, we come to smashing, one of the Infinity Overdrive's greatest strengths. No surprises that it performs well here. It feels pretty hard when smashing, which most players should like. You really don't have to put in a lot of effort. If you just focus on consistency and placement, you'll win most points. However, if you want to unload with powerful smashes, they're also pretty damn easy to perform. To try and prolong rallies a bit here, I was holding back and still they were over very quickly. I'm certain you'll have no issues with the Infinity Overdrive smashing ability. Having looked at the paddle in all areas, I think it performs very well across the board, especially given the inexpensive price tag. It is well worth the money to the right player, and in my opinion, the right players are fast attackers who are at an advanced level. I feel the bat is a little too quick and hard to control for intermediate players, and even advanced folks will have to take some time adjusting to how it plays. I made plenty of silly mistakes from over or underestimating the trajectory of the ball. But with practice, I am confident that I and others can play very consistently with the Infinity Overdrive. If you're liking the sound of this paddle, the link is in the description below. But honestly, we think you should learn a little bit about the Infinity Edge and Infinity Balance before you buy. Both of these JOOLA paddles are cheaper than the Overdrive and are easier to control, and consistency is key to winning matches. We review these bats and more in our head-to-head JOOLA mid-range paddle video. A quick watch should help you decide which bat is the best one for you. You can click that link on screen or below. Since buying a paddle could last you for years and significantly improve your game, it could be worth a few more minutes to discover all of your options at this affordable price point. That summarises the video. Until next time.